Ah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get comfy. Hope you're all doing well. Just got through showering. I was going to put on makeup for you all today so I look good, but I woke up with a little eye irritation on this eye. I didn't want it to turn into an infection, so I've got some medicine on it right in the corner of my eye to get in there and take care of it. So yeah, no makeup today. Who cares? Anyway, first let me say real quick that I want to thank all of you people who have come out to my videos. A couple of my older videos have really gotten a lot of comments out of the blue, just a lot, and I've tried answering most of them. I can't answer them all. It gets to be really hard to answer each and every one, but I want you all to know that I read each and every comment. I don't let a one go by. I read them all. And I want you to know that your comments sometimes help me in my situation, whatever it may be, or you help each other. Somebody else who's looking at my video will read your comment. It might help them. Maybe you'll respond to that person, whatever. It's like a little community. And I want you to know that I think that that is wonderful. But I can't get to every comment. It just got a little too hard. But I want to thank you all. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. So thank you. But today's video, I decided to make because I read a comment from a woman who said she almost feels suicidal at this time of year. No. No, baby. And I wanted to make this because this time of year can be a very difficult time for a lot of people. And the suicide rate does go up during the holidays, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And the reason it goes up so much is because we have been made to feel that, you know, that, I'm sorry baby, you have to get down. We have been made to feel that unless we have this perfect Norman Rockwell type of situation for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, that our life is a failure. Oh my gosh, it's a failure. And I think that's heartbreaking because there are a lot of people in this world, in this country, the good old USA, that they don't have friends, they don't have family to share the holidays with, and they can become extremely depressed. And it saddens me because in reality, guys, Thanksgiving Day and Christmas is just another 24-hour day. That's all it is. But because of the hype that has been put on those days, it makes people feel like their life is not fulfilled, that they're lacking, They can go about their lives fairly normally throughout the day, throughout the years, or months rather, and then these two holidays come up and before you know it, they're depressed as can be. So no, don't start. So depressed, and it's all because of the hype that's been put on it. And to me, it's amazing what society has done to make it feel like these days are so special that if you don't have all the family and friends and gifts and fancy foods, or you know, a big meal, what have you, then you're lacking. You're a failure for that day. You're lonely. You're alone. You're this. You're that. And it really upsets me. It really does. I've had to alter my holidays because of my consideration for my children that have kids. As I spoke of in another video, I remember the stress of getting my kids together, getting everything together to go to my parents. It was very stressful on Christmas Day. And there were years where I wished I could just stay home with my kids and my then husband and just enjoy the day. So I have turned it around to where I don't expect my kids to come on Christmas Day. I truly don't, because I know how stressful it can be, and I remember how much fun it was for my kids to be opening their gifts and enjoying, the time they were opening them and wanting to play with them, and there we were getting ready to leave. I had to rearrange that for my kids. My son Nathan does come and stay with me for those days, which is a blessing. It is a true blessing that he does that for me. He does not have, he's not married with kids or anything like that, so he comes to be with me, which is a blessing. Now, if I didn't have him, I know for sure that my daughter would invite me to go to their house on Christmas Day. I know she would, without a doubt. So I have that. I have the kids and the grandkids. There are people who have no one. And I think about, the elderly living alone, or maybe they're in a nursing home, that type of thing, and the loneliness that can come up. So if you're one of those people who know that you're not going to be celebrating Thanksgiving or Christmas with anybody, I want you to change your frame of mind if you're feeling depressed about it right now. If you're feeling really down and out, like, God, I'm not going to be with anybody, this is terrible. I know it's hard. I know with all my heart how hard it is, because even changing up my situation so that, my kids aren't going to be here on those days, that was very difficult in the beginning. It was very difficult. And, excuse me, guys, my dog, I swear this dog just sits around, and then I get on here and she gets her toys to squeak and play with. So excuse me if I have to interrupt to do that, to take it away from her. But as I was saying, it was very difficult, but I know that it's very hard for you to maybe change your thinking. Maybe you're already depressed for whatever reason, or you're just down and out, and then these holidays intensify those feelings. And it's hard to change our thoughts about that, because we've basically been indoctrinated to think that this is how it's got to be. It's got to be this way on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And no, it doesn't have to be, because it is. It's just another day. I mean, if you look at it technically, it's just another 24-hour day that has been put all this stuff onto the point that it's not even what it originally was. Christmas was not started as, this major gift giving and consumerism thing, and it has been turned into that. You can't look at, all the ads and commercials on TV can make you even feel worse. Even online, all the ads, the commercials showing the wonderful family get together, everybody laughing and smiling and all of that, it can make you feel worse. And if you're watching this and you know you're not going to be with someone, I am begging you to please, right now, before the holidays even hit, start reframing your thinking. Reframe it to where it's like, you know what? It's just another day. It's really just another day. I'm going to go about my day as usual. Maybe you don't have someone to share it with, so, you go for a walk, take your dog for a walk, or if there's any place open that you can go to have, because there are still some places open on Christmas Day. They don't all shut down. Maybe go have a little meal or some coffee somewhere or something. Reframe that thinking of, you have to be with this wonderful family gathering in order for it to be a happy day. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. And it's hard. If your brain is already used to thinking that these days are supposed to be special, spent with friends, family, maybe neighbors, whatever, change it. And also, maybe you know somebody who's going to be alone for the holidays. Invite them. Please invite them to your home, a friend or a neighbor, or maybe there's a family member that you know. Maybe maybe they're just not visited much or something, you know? Invite them to your home. And if you invite them and they refuse, a lot of people would refuse because they feel like they're interrupting your family gathering time, and they may refuse just for that because like they'll be thinking like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, that's their family, that's their get together, what have you. If that happens, well, at least maybe take them something. You know, take them some Christmas cookies. Make something for them to give to them to let them know you're thinking of them, that they're not just this isolated person with nobody giving a damn about them. I mean, seriously, your simple gesture of acknowledging that person alone can make a difference, a huge difference. Because it's this time of year, that's the reason that the suicide rate goes up. People who do live alone, who don't have anybody, they end up feeling extremely isolated at this time of year. Extremely isolated, even more so than they may before. And your simple gesture of taking something over to them can make a world of difference, guys. It really, really can. I mean, I've got a neighbor, he has passed on, but across the street, he never celebrated Christmas, never. To him, it was like, nah. He lives alone in his house. He had a dog and a cat. And I remember one year asking him, what are you going to be doing for Christmas? And he goes, oh, I don't celebrate any of that stuff. It's just a bunch of bunk. Just a bunch of, nah. And I was like, oh, really? And he goes, nah, I don't celebrate that. Well, that's how he got through it. He, you know, he viewed it as, no, this is just too much drama and stuff for a day that's just another day. And yeah, it's great if you have the family and the friends and or maybe neighbors to celebrate with, whatever. But if you don't, so what? So what? Change your thinking. Change it completely. I have had to. I still would love to have my family over on Christmas Day. I would love it if I could see my kids and grandkids on Christmas Day, but I know how hard it is. And especially with the days getting shorter now, there's less time, you know, in daytime to you know, do everything. And yeah, sure, it would be great if I could still see all my kids and grandkids on Christmas Day, but they come Christmas Eve. And like I said before, they come Christmas Eve, we exchange gifts. I don't open mine till the day of. And we still visit and what have you on Christmas Eve. So there's still that communication, there's still that togetherness, just not the stress of we got to be at grandma's by 2 o'clock. Hurry up, kids, get ready, hurry, you know, all of that. No, 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 no. And it's easier on me too, because now that I'm older, as I've said before, I'm not enjoying the cooking anymore. I'm not. It's just not something I enjoy anymore. I did it for decades, and I'm pretty much done with it. So I've made adjustments, knowing that it's making life a little bit easier for my kids. I want them to enjoy Christmas morning particularly. I want them to enjoy Christmas morning with their children, just enjoying it in their PJs, having a relaxing day. And so I've made adjustments, so you can make adjustments too. You can turn around and say, you know what? I was really depressed and down, thinking that I have nobody to share Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day with. Now I'm not going to be that way. Forget it. It's just another 24-hour day that a lot of hype is put onto. Tell yourself that. Make yourself realize that, you know what? It's another day. It's just something that's been commercialized. No, baby. It's been commercialized so much, and it can make people feel so lost. It can make people feel so very lost that they don't have this stuff you see on TV. Even the commercials for the grocery stores. I have a local grocery store here down the street from me, and their commercials they show, you know, they're like a kind of a cartoon commercial ad for their store. of delivering and all of that, you know, and it shows the little family getting together, you know, but then there is one in there that I think is wonderful. It shows an old woman, a very old woman, living alone in her home, and her neighbors come to bring her some stuff and to actually eat with her in her home, which I thought was absolutely wonderful. They show them sitting around the table with her. But even that ad, you know, it's like things don't always work out that way for a lot of reasons. Maybe someone who lives alone doesn't want to get together with people because they do feel like they're interfering with that family's get together. But just the gesture that it shows on that ad, there's another one I saw where they take cookies and things to an older person who's living alone, and that older person's face just lights up, you know. It's just a simple thing of being acknowledged. But if you don't have anybody to acknowledge you, then you acknowledge yourself. Make it a special day. I have one commenter, oh, I wish I could remember her name, darn it. But she's going to enjoy it with her cat. She said, I believe she's in Australia, and it's summer over there. I think it's Mimi, if I remember. Yeah, I think it's Mimi. If it's you, Mimi, tell me. But she said she's going to get herself some goodies, some good food to enjoy, and she's going to sit on her porch swing with her cat and just enjoy the day and enjoy her good food. That's the way you've got to look at it. That's exactly how you got to look at it. Like, maybe I don't have other people to share it with, but I can make it special for me. And that's not easy to do. I don't say that lightly, like, oh, well, okay, I'm going to be so happy. No, it does take some mental preparation to tell yourself, I don't have that Norman Rockwell family situation for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't have it. So you have to make your own little Rockwell situation of maybe getting good foods. If you like to cook, cook yourself, bake yourself some goodies. If not, then go get yourself some goodies. There's, oh my goodness, the food in stores now and bakeries, it's so good now that going through the hardship of cooking to me is like, forget it. I'm only doing it for my son this Thanksgiving because he's going to be here to help me. And we're going to have the basic Thanksgiving dinner. If he weren't going to help me, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bother with it. It'd be too much work. But he's going to be here. So make your own day. Make it special. If it means getting out of the house to go to a park, to go for a walk. If you have a dog, take your dog for a walk in the park. Most likely you won't be the only one. And like I said, if there's places open, go have yourself a little meal. You know, we have to change that thinking because there are so many people who don't have anybody for those days. A lot of situations, elderly people, single people, maybe some young people who just don't have family anymore for whatever reason, or they're estranged from their family. There's so many reasons that people will be alone on these two holidays, and it can cause extreme depression. There was another lady, I read her comment, she's already worried and afraid of these holidays because she's divorced and she's living alone. Well, I get it. I understand that. And it's not easy for me to tell you, oh, just make it a special day. I know what it's like to be lonely. I have been there. I'm out of that phase of my life. Thank goodness I'm out of it. I went through a phase of extreme loneliness, and believe me, I had some really dark thoughts. I'm talking dark thoughts while I was going through that phase. But thankfully, due to my learning to be appreciative of everything I do have and not focus on what I don't have, my life has gotten a million times better, and I am content living alone with my dogs. But there are people out there who, like I said before, they can go about their life as normal, and these 2 days come up and bam, they go straight down. They're just like totally depressed and down because they have nobody. And I understand it. I truly do. But what I've learned is this here, this brain, is what makes the rest of us feel whatever we're going to feel. I've learned it very, very strongly. When I was in that depressed state and those dark, dark thoughts, I was putting myself there. It was me doing it. And when I learned to not focus on that anymore and focus on the things I do have to be grateful for, it changed everything. It rewired my brain to where I feel very different about life. I feel very different. And I'm not going to lie and say every day is perfect. No, I'm human. I have a day or two here or there where I feel a little lonely and a little like, God, you know. But then I get myself out of it by simply starting to go through that gratitude list. Grateful for my toothbrush and toothpaste. Grateful for my bed and my blankets. Grateful for my car. Grateful for a roof over my head. Grateful for my fuzzy warm clothes on this cold, cold day. Grateful for my dogs. Grateful for my kids and grandkids. I go through a list, and it does bring me out of that state of mind. Because if you keep focusing on the fact that you're going to be alone for Christmas or Thanksgiving, you're going to spiral. You're going to spiral into deeper thoughts of loneliness or sadness. So you got to go the other way. Go up with your thoughts of what you have to be grateful for. And yes, like I said, I know it's not easy, especially if you're used to going into that dark place come the holidays. But I want you to know that you matter to somebody. You might think you don't, but you do. And you may have mattered to somebody one day if you even said hello to them at the store or smiled. You could have made that person's day. You need to realize you could have made that person's day. Just like yesterday, I was at Target. The lady behind me and I got to talking. We just got to talking because there was a little bit of a line. And we were just talking about all kinds of things regarding Christmas, what we were buying, you know. We just chatted away. It was a really nice conversation. And when I got up to the cashier, she was like, and I was ready to leave, she goes, "Thank you so much for that wonderful conversation. It really made my day." That's exactly what she said, so help me. And I was like, well, you're welcome. I enjoyed our conversation too. We really enjoyed just chatting about our kids, our grandkids, what we were buying for them or whatever. It was a wonderful little conversation. And then as I walked off, she says, "You have a good day and thank you. You made my day for the rest of the day." I was like, and all I did was chat with her. So don't feel like your world is over because you don't have that family to be with on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if you really do feel suicidal, please call the suicide hotlines. Please call them. That's a permanent fix to a temporary problem. That's what it is. A permanent fix to a temporary problem. And the holidays can make whatever you're going through feel a million times worse. If you got a divorce, if you broke up with a partner, if someone died that you loved, if your pet died, you lost your job, you name it. There's so many things that can make the holidays feel terrible. And if you're in a situation where you can't buy gifts for people, well then you can't buy gifts for people. That's it. And you tell them you love them or you care about them, and don't worry about buying gifts. That's another thing that's driving people to insanity. Getting their credit cards out, sky high because they feel that if they don't give gifts to everybody they know, that, oh my God, they're going to be hated. Well, if you can't afford it, you don't do it. I'm going to be giving the minimal of gifts because I live on a fixed income. So I have told my children I'm cutting back on what I get because I have to take care of me, and they are understanding. And I'm going to do it. I have a limit on what I'm going to spend on each person, and I'm not going above it because I know if I do it will hurt me financially. No, I'm not doing it. I'm scaling back. I used to go all out, but I knew how it hurt me financially. I'm not doing it anymore. I have to look out for me. You do the same. You look out for you. And if you can't even afford one gift, you just call them, talk to them, maybe FaceTime with them, whatever, and tell them you love them or care about them, whatever. But don't let that stress get you to where you feel like, forget it, I'm done with all of this. No, throw that all aside. That's not what's important about Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's not. It's what we've been indoctrinated into thinking is the important aspect of those days. Having massive amounts of food on Thanksgiving, having tons of gifts on Christmas. No. If the most you can afford on your Thanksgiving Day is, I don't know, a hot dog and beans, well then you enjoy that. That's good. I like a hot dog and beans. Enjoy it. If the most you can afford is something like that, then enjoy it. And maybe you can go to the Dollar Tree. I see people shopping at Dollar Tree for food all the time. Go to Dollar Tree, get yourself some candies or something out of the freezer. They have ice cream things and stuff like that. If it may spend $10 on yourself to get yourself a few things to eat. They have frozen burritos and foods. Forget about the massive expensive meals. If the most you can do is go to Dollar Tree and get yourself a little burrito, ice cream, some candies, maybe a soda, enjoy it. Enjoy it and make it your special day if you're alone. Don't feel that if you don't have that massive turkey and all the sides and all the appetizers and all the whoop-de-doo stuff, that your Thanksgiving is not special. It is special. If the most you can do to make it special is go to Dollar Tree and get something, or just cook up something you already have in your fridge, freezer, or pantry, then that's your special day. That's your special day of eating, whatever it is. Everybody's different. Everybody loves different foods. You make it special that day. Do you hear me? Don't sit there and feel like, I'm alone. I don't have all this fancy food. This is terrible. No. Look at it like, I'm alive today on another 24-hour day. I'm alive today. I'm going to make it special by getting what I can or making what I can. If you're a cooker, you like to cook and bake, you do it, because that's how you make your day special. And you can make it special for your pets. Get your little dogs and cats, or make them a little special treat, or share what you're eating if it's safe for them. Make sure it's safe. And you can share it with your little pets. There's so many things we can do to make that day feel not so depressed. I am changing my whole view of Thanksgiving and Christmas to where I'm making it better for my kids. And when the time comes, I know I would be invited to one of my children's home for the holidays. But those of you that don't have that, you make it special for yourself. You can do that. Like I said, anything that you can make or buy to eat to make it your treat for that day, that's your special day. Enjoy it. Okay? And please, if you do feel suicidal, please call the suicide hotline. They are there for a reason. Or call a friend, or call a family member. And you people that they call, pay attention. Don't ignore them. Don't brush it off. Help them through their tough time this holiday season, okay? Take care, everybody. Love you all, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Have a good one, guys. And I got to get my Lily off my lap so I can turn the camera off. Okay, guys. Have a good one, and do what I say. Make it your special day. If there's no one else around for you to be with, you can do it. You can do it. It's just another 24-hour day. That's what it is, with a lot of hype. Don't let it bring you down. Take care, guys. I will see you later.